And we are live.
Well, good evening, everybody. This is Tim Terranova, the proud superintendent of the Victor Central School District. It is, what is it? Monday, May 23rd, which is fantastic. This is our last town hall for the school year. We typically don't do one in June. And it is a great honor for me to bring on a group of outstanding seniors who will be graduating in roughly 21 days, no, a little over 21 days on June 17th. So we're going to just talk. I'm going to try to be quiet as much as possible, ask them some questions, and then you can listen to our seniors who have traveled through Victor Central School District. Some of them since they were in pre-K, some of them just a couple years because they've been in other districts. But what a great group to have on with me. So let's start off by introducing them. Maddie, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Madison. I've been in the Victor Central School District since pre-K, and I've done tennis and been in multiple clubs.
Maddie doesn't typically talk that slow, by the way. That's just the internet in her house. So, but we got it, Maddie. No worries. Elizabeth.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I've also been in the Victor School District since pre-K. Some highlights have definitely been cross country and track for me, but it's been a great experience overall.
Awesome. Thanks, Elizabeth. Logan.
Hi, I'm Logan. I've also been in Victor since preschool, and I have also participated in the track and cross country teams. And one of my favorite things to do was be a part of the Outdoor Adventure Club as well.
Wow, that's great. Thanks, Logan. Noah, how are you doing?
Good. I'm Noah. I've been also in the Victor School District since pre-K. I'm an avid musician playing piano and playing trumpet in the marching band and wind ensemble.
Great job, Noah. Lily.
Hi, I'm Lily. I've been in the Victor School District since pre-K. I've been a part of the Victor Indoor Percussion Ensemble, National Honor Society, and Theater.
Ronik, how are you today?
I'm great. I've been in the district since first grade, and I mostly do robotics.
Thanks, Ronik. Good to see you. Amelia, how are you?
I'm good. I have also been in the Victor School District since kindergarten, and one of my favorite things I've done at Victor was I was part of the varsity winter guard program, and then I also was in NHS.
Great job. Emma. Emma's at work, everybody, just to give you a heads up.
Hi, I'm Emma. I've also been here since pre-K. I've been involved in some of the musicals and just some of the music clubs.
Good job, Emma. Helen, good to see you. How are you?
Hello, I'm great. My name's Helen, and I've been in the district since kindergarten. Something I've done that I've loved is Victor Varsity Volleyball Team. And I've also participated in the orchestra.
You guys won the states this year, by the way.
Yeah, we did. That was great.
Alex, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm Alex. I've been going to Victor since fourth grade. I was also on the Victor Varsity Volleyball team, and I also participate in National Honor Society and Positive School Climate Committee as well.
Great job, Alex. And last but certainly not least, Esteban, how are you today, buddy?
Good. I have been in this district since this year because I am an exchange student, and yeah, I like it so far.
Awesome. Esteban, you have the record for the latest arrival to Victor Central School District. It was this year, right?
Yeah, I think it was in the same day.
Where are you from?
Mexico.
Mexico. Thanks for joining us. All right, everybody. Now it's kind of take your jump in whenever you'd like. The first question is really just a simple one. What went well as far as your senior year, and maybe a challenge or two that also you've had to face, whether it was this year or previous years? Who'd like to go first?
I can go.
Okay, Alex.
I think one thing that went really well this year is everyone coming back together after COVID felt really, really great. I feel like there was a lot of unity in the school and especially like across the senior class, just knowing that it's our last year together. And one challenge was definitely just like adjusting back to like a normal school schedule. But overall, I'm really thankful for having a pretty much normal year. So
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like we've had a lot of great opportunities this year, like in part from like our student council and everything to try and help with that unity that really provided us like a great end to high school here.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
One thing I was like particularly worried about is I was an early grad, so I was worried that I wouldn't like blend super well with the senior class and get to have all the fun senior experiences. But like right at senior connection at the beginning of the year, like I realized that like wasn't going to be the case because especially once everyone came back together after COVID, it was like a really good like sense of like unity, like they said, and like I felt like I could really bond with everyone even though I wasn't supposed to be in this class.
So, early grad, what are you, is this in 3 years?
Yeah, so I was supposed to be a junior this year, but I decided to graduate this June.
Wow, that's pretty cool. When did you make that decision?
Like last June.
Last June? Seems like it's gone well for you, though.
Yeah, it's actually been a lot less stressful than I thought it would be.
It's also a tough commitment, though. Big accomplishment. Nice job.
Thank you.
I thought it was nice to see, like mostly in my robotics team, to see like the underclassmen grow, like even in this year to get bigger roles so that the seniors can leave. And something that was hard was probably getting our college stuff ready and then being able to leave here. It's hard to imagine just going away after so long being a Victor.
Thanks, Ronak.
Yeah, I think that some of like the great things this year.
I'm really thankful for.
Oops. It's all right. Who was talking first? Logan?
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say that I was really glad that after COVID, some of like the school trips had returned as well, because being able to be a part of those trips really blends a group of people who might not have gotten to know each other otherwise. And a challenge might be like having to shift back from offline, but it was a really pretty smooth transition, I would say, this year.
What was an example of a trip you went on, Logan?
I went on the Outdoor Adventure Club in the winter, and I know that there were two groups, the Seas Club and the Outdoor Adventure Club again went on trips this weekend. And I got to meet a couple new kids on that trip and kids I wouldn't have met otherwise. And it was kind of cool to like go on like 6-hour hikes and just bond with people I might not have met otherwise.
That's awesome.
Can I jump? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I just want to jump onto what Logan was saying. I also went on the France trip that was supposed to happen sophomore year. Because of COVID, it got canceled. So going to France and having the opportunity was amazing.
You went to France?
Yes, I went to France.
Hey, Maddie, you might want to try to go back out and then back on again. Mr. Isaacs will let you in just because your internet's a little bit slow and you got some great stuff to say. Just try that out and he'll let you back in, see if it works. Okay. Thank you. Emma, where's Emma? Emma, you wanted to say something. Sorry.
Yeah. All of the clubs, like all of the opportunities and the trips that we've been able to go on have been really amazing. Like I know like Lily can probably like add to this, but like for like the musicals and stuff, and like I'm sure other clubs too, we weren't able to like do it at like the full like thing and go all out. And I'm really like grateful that we got to do that this year and have an audience and stuff.
Esteban, what did you think of your, year at Victor Senior High, and maybe something that was tough, but something that was positive?
Yeah, something that was positive, I think, is to meet new people, and something that was hard for me was the language barrier.
The what? Which one? Which one?
The language barrier.
Okay. And then when are you going back? When do you go back to Mexico?
10th of June.
End of June?
But
Too bad you don't get a chance to kind of travel around a little bit in the summer. That'd be kind of cool. Were they going to let you do that?
no, because my visa expires before the end of the year. this
Okay.
school year. Yeah.
Do you think, not to put you on the spot, Esteban, do you think this experience has been something that's, I don't know, just made you grow more than you would have if you stayed in Mexico and not experienced a different country?
Yeah, definitely a lot. Yeah, I grow a lot.
That's awesome. Anybody else want to chime in either around what went well or what was a challenge? All right, so many of you have now weathered what we'll call storm of going through not only Victor Central School District and high school, which can be a challenge for anybody, but you did it where, let's see, almost 2 years were in the biggest pandemic in the last 100 years of the United States. So basically the end of your sophomore year was completely different. And then your junior year was completely different. So knowing that and the way you've come through it, what is some advice you might have for underclassmen, whether they're kids that are going to enter the high school next year or kids that are currently in the high school?
I would say to just try and communicate as much as you can with your teachers, because they're extremely understanding about everyone's circumstances. Like, they understand if you have to go into quarantine, or if you're in a certain place where you don't feel like you can complete the amount of work that you need to complete. You can always talk to them and they'll change due dates, and they'll give you like some leeway with certain assignments so that you don't have as much stress about it.
It's good advice, Lily.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Lily. Just like reaching out to teachers, and also just if you need any help on anything, just letting people know. Any other advice? That's just probably like enjoy the 4 years, because it does go by fast, especially with COVID. I feel like mentally I'm kind of stuck in being a sophomore currently. Like, I haven't like gotten past that, but yeah, just like join as many clubs as you can, because just taking advantage of like any opportunity that you get. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Definitely.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Noah.
Thank you. Yeah, I definitely want to agree with what Helen said with it. Join as many clubs as possible. You're going to have a lot more fun if you stay busy, and the clubs you join, you'll make the best friends of your life there. Like, there's so many opportunities at Victor. You can really do whatever you want. And even if they don't have it yet, I know of a ton of people who have started their own club to fit their specific interests.
Thanks, Noah.
Yeah, I was just going to go off of what Helen was saying about letting people know if you ever need help with anything, because a lot of your peers are like definitely willing to help you out with stuff and like explain work to you if you don't understand things. It's just like they don't always like are aware that you need the help. So I'd just say definitely make that known to people so you can reach out and they can reach out to you.
Thanks, Amelia.
And I
I
feel
would-
like sorry.
Sorry, Libby, you go.
Okay, so I feel like to add on to that, I feel like what's been important to me is always emphasizing like building relationships with others. So even though it's harder during COVID, like I think continuing to value like not only connecting with teachers, but like teammates and friends, like that's a lot of what has shaped me and has like helped me get through hard times, or just like more people to like have fun with and make memories with. So I think that's really important.
And I was gonna say that something that was like helpful to me was finding something to like keep me focused, because I felt like when we had a lot of the work online or more tailored towards like self-learning, staying focused was really important. And something that helped me was joining a sport, so I had more of like a regimented schedule and certain times to do things. But staying focused was always something that helped me out.
Yeah, going off of that, I really agree. Joining a sport or joining more clubs and keeping yourself busy will not only like give yourself a schedule and a regimen, but it'll also like give you the opportunity to form more connections. So it's kind of like a win-win. And then also, I think forming connections with your teachers, especially, is really important because first of all, they'll be there for you if you need advice on things outside of school, and also when you get to like writing letters of recommendation, it's really important to have like some really solid relationships with teachers, even from like your earlier years. It's just a really good resource to have for a lot of different reasons. So
Maddie, you want to try it out?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, good. Excellent.
What?
Can you, it was working, Maddie. Sorry about that.
My Wi-Fi is not working.
It's okay. All right. Well, you know what? Let's see if we can get it to work. If not, you don't mind, I'll tell people a little bit about you because you were in the leadership class.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else want to chime in with advice? So I've got so far big themes that I heard were connections and involvement of others. Focus and form
Yeah,
more
go
connections,
for
and
it.
making sure connections, focus, and involvement are key. Those were the things that I heard the most. Is it tough though, especially if you come into the high school and you don't, as a freshman, and you don't really have a lot of friends potentially? Are you saying basically that being involved and making connections and trying new things is what does it for you? I mean, you don't need 100 friends, but was that something that helped you gain people that you ended up liking to hang out with, I guess is a question.
Yeah, I would probably say so. Just reaching out to other people and just like, yeah, putting yourself out there in clubs and other sports, can like get you more connections.
Great.
also, taking different electives really, like, I met a lot of my like closest friends through like different electives, because a lot of the times I feel like with my normal classes I would get put with like a lot of the same people. So branching out and taking like different like art classes or like psych or different classes like that also really helps.
I definitely agree with that because I felt like when I started taking tech classes freshman year, like it introduced me to a bunch of new people that I wasn't normally paired with. And then also I would say like going into high school, maybe don't go in with the impression that like your friends from middle school are like the only friends you're gonna have, because like it's definitely a good idea to like want to branch out so you're like able to grow as a person.
And not only that, what's amazing is all of you have probably met a very, very small percentage of the people that you will end up having your closest relationships with in your life. So, I mean, 90% of the people you'll end up hanging out with as you get older, you haven't even met yet yourself. So that's great advice for the underclassmen, and especially the kids coming into the high school. They're going to meet a whole group of people in the high school that they haven't met yet. And then that just keeps going on as you get older. So it's pretty neat advice to give to people. Can we talk a little bit about mental health? So you hear a lot in the news, you hear a lot in just society around the need for emotional well-being, social emotional well-being, good health, mental health, the importance of mental health, not making it a stigma for others to judge. I mean, how has it been for all of you? Because it's been really, really difficult for many of us, especially with COVID and everything going on there. So Does anybody want to talk just about the challenges of, dealing with mental health in conjunction with physical health, and how, whether it's you or some of the friends, maybe you've helped them try to deal with this pandemic and just moving forward with life, I guess.
I had to stay home last year for my junior year. So like being connected to adults, I feel like was very important. Even if like we weren't in a pandemic, like I just think adults are there to help. And I think somebody said on here, they're there for you, whether it's in school or out of school. I think it's really important to make those connections as well. So.
Yeah, I for sure agree with that. For me personally, last year I had to leave school because of my mental health for like a few months. And I just want to speak on like how well the school handled it, and how like anytime I emailed my counselor, who's Miss Banizak, like she always responded within like the next 4 hours, which was absolutely great. Like definitely was something that I needed. And like the teachers were all super accommodating with like getting my work to my tutors and like having them make sure that I understood what I was doing. And like that was definitely something that like took a layer of stress off my plate, because I was dealing with like a lot bigger things at the time.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's really difficult too about COVID and the impact that it has is once we got past the like online year, a lot of people were just like, oh, it'll be more normal now, but you would still get COVID and miss certain events. Like I missed the whole first week of the musical because I was put into quarantine. And it's just really hard for me. It was really hard having the activities that kept me going when my mental health got bad be canceled. So it was just like one thing led to another, and then it all just kind of like spiraled on top of each other. But you just need to like remember to stay positive, and that like look where we are now. Like we're all doing the activities that we want to do for the most part, and it's relatively normal. Like we're not seeing people only on a computer screen now, which is really awesome compared to what it was like a year ago or 2 years ago.
It is nice. I don't know if it's because of COVID or just because we're seniors, but our teachers, or at least I feel like they're a lot more lenient on like assignments, and they understand that we get very stressed out because of everything we have to do. So they almost always like accommodate us, and they make us feel good. If we feel like we need like assistance, they'll be there for us. And yeah, so good on the school for helping us through mental times.
I think the most important thing for me was just like keeping in the back of your mind that you're not alone. Like all of the teachers I've had at the high school have been amazing, and I'm sure any of them would be willing to help you or just talk to you if you reached out to them and asked for that. And also the school, like contrary to popular belief, does have great resources for mental health. And just keep in the back of your mind that they're only an email away, and they will get back to you and work with you through it.
Yeah, in my personal experience, I had a couple of teachers that I felt very comfortable to go to and talk to about anything I had going on. And I had some teachers, like in particular, even like reach out to me and ask me if I was okay. So that's like always there, it's always on their mind, and they've really like tuned in, especially after COVID, to like our emotional needs as well as our educational ones.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, this is, first of all, I appreciate all your honesty about it. I'd say a couple things, maybe three things real quick. One, deep appreciation for all of your honesty in that conversation, because it's not easy. And I've always been somebody who thought that mental health and physical health are obviously related to one another. And just like sometimes you get a sprained ankle or you're not feeling well and you have to go to the doctor, and sometimes you even have to go to a specialist. Mental health is the same way. And sometimes, it's not perfect all the time. It's like continuum, just like physical health. And for this generation, which is really amazing. I love the fact that you understand that, and that you understand that you're not going to feel great every day, and that sometimes, whether it's things that life throws at you or just, the experience you're in, you're going to have some challenges with your mental health, because everybody does. And that's so important to understand, that you're not alone, as I think Noah said. The second thing is, when you do deal with challenges such as this, you end up becoming stronger. And so the next challenge you hit, you're going to remember that you dealt with the previous challenge. It'll give you skills to move forward. And that allows you then to keep doing that, because, just to let you know, unfortunately, you're still going to face future issues that you don't even know about, but you're going to be able to deal with them. And the last piece is that you're never, ever alone. And that there's always people, whether it's the incredible staff at Victor or friends or family, there will always be people that value you and reach out to you, or that you can reach out to get support at any time. And that's what gets people in trouble, is when they forget that. So really great answers to that question. And again, I think the biggest thing is that you understand and appreciate mental health and its alignment to physical health, and that it's not unusual to have rough days, weeks, months, or even a year. And that you just need to get some help to support that. So that makes you incredibly strong young adults. And I really appreciate that. So the last two questions I'd love to ask is A, what are your future plans? And B, a shout out to one or two people that were our staff members, either at the high school, or many of you were here before that you really felt like made a big difference in your lives. So maybe we start with Esteban. Esteban, so you've spent 1 year, you're in the United States. You've had that takes incredible courage to come over here. Tell me what your future holds in terms of next year, and then maybe a shout out positive to somebody that you really enjoyed working with this year.
So my plans for next year are going to high school in Mexico. And I want to give a shout out to Mr. Kutaya.
Say that one more time. Who was it?
Mr. Kutaya. Kutaya.
That's awesome. And so you're going to go back to high school then, Esteban?
Yeah, I have to 1 more year.
Cool. And then what are you thinking about doing?
I'm going to college, to business.
You think you'll go to college in Mexico or the United States or another country? Because you got a lot of options.
Yeah, in Mexico.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great job, Esteban. And thank you for being a part of our district this year. And wish you were staying a little longer than the end of June, but I know you got things to do. Who wants to go next?
I can go next. Oh. Okay. So my future plans is I'm gonna go to Williams College next year and hopefully major in computer science. Let's see, a teacher that really impacted me throughout my high school years is Mrs. Judge in the orchestra room. She came here like my sophomore year, but I definitely think the orchestra program has really been so impactful in my high school years, just because she was here. But yeah, I definitely find comfort in the orchestra room. And I'm really grateful for that.
That's great, Helen. And you've had an incredibly successful career at Victor Central School District. So, well, Williams College, you said?
Yeah, Williams College in Williamstown, Massachusetts.
Williamstown, is that near? Well, everything's near Boston, I guess. Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Somewhat near it?
It's about like 2 hours, I think.
Okay.
Still going to be playing D3 volleyball there, so.
Fantastic. Thanks, Helen.
Yep.
I can go. Next year, I'll be attending University of Vermont to be a natural resource major, which is like environmental studies in combination with sociology. And then someone who really stuck out to me, like through my experience at Victor, would be my 6th grade teacher, Mr. Rosaliano. By far my favorite teacher, like was just great for me at the time. And I just think some of the elementary school teachers don't get enough recognition.
Wait a minute, who's the sixth grade teacher? I missed that, Amelia.
Mr. Rosigliano.
Wow, and that was what? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 6 years ago.
Yeah, 5, but yeah.
That's pretty cool. Thanks, Amelia. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm so far behind. Where are you going to college?
University of Vermont.
You guys are all in New England. That's a beautiful school, by the way. You're going to do great.
I'm attending Ithaca College for film. And a teacher I'd like to give a shout out to is Mr. Main, who's helped me really grow as a person and as a performer and has really got me into film.
That's great. So you, you keep doing your thing, Emma. You're an amazing actress. So, and whether you end up an actress in your career or do 3 other things, you're going to be really successful at it. Okay.
Thank you.
I'll go next. I'm gonna attend RIT and majoring in biomedical engineering. And this is gonna sound weird, but the person I'd like to shout out is a janitor named Dan. Janitors work very hard and there's not enough of them to keep our school afloat, but somehow they do it. So thank you to them. And yeah, that's who I'm shouting out.
Ronak, you gave a shout out to the custodians, right?
Yeah, there's one named Dan. He's my favorite.
Okay, great. Ronak and I go way back. He was on the strategic planning committee. He is amazing, just like the rest of you. And he's going to do a great job at RIT. It's a great accomplishment getting in there and change the world a little bit. Okay, Ronak?
Thank you. I will try to.
I can go next. So I'm going to Case Western in Cleveland, Ohio next year, and I'm majoring in nursing there. And then a teacher I'd like to shout out is probably Mrs. Arcangeli. I've had her both freshman year and this year, and she's always been somebody who I felt like I could talk to just about life or about school. And she helped me really prepare for like the APs and everything I faced academically this year.
That's fantastic, Elizabeth. Case Western is a great school. And now tell me again, what are you interested in majoring in?
I'm majoring in nursing.
Nursing. You know what? That is an incredible profession and much needed. So I hope you pursue that dream, because that's all about saving people's lives and helping them. So it's amazing. Great job.
I'll go next. I'm going to go to the University of Rochester to major in brain and cognitive science. And I want to give a shout out all the way back to my 3rd grade teacher, Mr. Isham, for being the one to really encourage my love of learning.
Nice shout out, Noah. I think you should raise your expectations though around your college major, because I don't know. What did you say it was again?
The brain and cognitive science.
What, I just got to ask, what made you, that's obviously a very unique major and very, high level. What made you interested in that?
I honestly have no idea. The study of the brain has always fascinated me, unlike anything else, and it's very empirical and rooted in math. So I think that would be great for any career.
It has so much implications, as we just got done talking about mental health and the brain and how people think and learn. So that's awesome. And U of R, as you obviously know, is a tremendous school. So, enjoy it. Are you going to dorm?
Yeah, I'm going to dorm there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great job, Noah.
I can go now. So I'm going to University of Pittsburgh.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Alex.
Okay, cool. I'm going to University of Pittsburgh, and I'm dual majoring in political science and economics. And then one teacher I'd like to shout out is Mrs. Holtz. I've had her since freshman year, and even the years I didn't take any of her art classes, I always felt like her room was like a place I could go to if I ever needed to talk, or just like a space for me to go to, because it's just a really welcoming environment down in like the art wing. So yeah.
So wait, a minute. Now, first of all, that's a great shout out because it's not necessarily your major is not art, correct, Alex?
No, I'm actually terrible at art. I just take art classes basically for Mrs. Holtz because I really love it there. So
That's incredible. And then tell again, where are you going again? Sorry, I missed it. University of Pittsburgh, the
Yeah.
Panthers.
Yeah.
And what are you interested in?
Political science and economics.
Oh boy, gonna run the world someday.
It's my plan, hopefully.
That's awesome, Alex. Great accomplishment, great university, beautiful campus. I visited that a couple times with my kids. You're gonna love it there.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
I will be going to Ithaca College next year as well. And I will be majoring in occupational therapy. And a teacher that I would love to shout out is also Mrs. Arcangeli. I love Miss Arcangeli. I could go to her about anything. So
That's tremendous, Logan. So who else is going to Ithaca?
Emma is.
Emma's going to Ithaca.
I am.
So you two are going, did you guys know that you two are going to, did you two know that you're going to the same school?
I heard that you are, Logan.
Yeah, I saw on the Instagram.
I heard.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a great school. And Logan, occupational education, right?
Yeah, occupational therapy.
Occupational therapy. I don't know why I call it education. That in today's day and age, and I know I'm bragging about all these different areas, that is such a critically important area to go into because so many people can be supported and helped, whether it's that occupational therapy, physical therapy, but occupational therapy's got such a relevant purpose to try to get people to be able to accomplish things in life and just do the daily things. So just a big shout out to you. You're going to a great school, both of you. And what a neat profession to really get into, Logan. Great job.
Thank you.
I'm going to SUNY Brockport, the Delta College, to major in nursing, and I eventually want to end up at the Peace Corps. A teacher I want to shout out is Mr. Thompson because he was one of the most supportive teachers when we first switched into the pandemic, and he put up with me and my crazy friends in his class, and we were nuts. So,
Lily,
yes.
Nursing. We got two nurses on the broadcast.
Yep.
You know how excited people would be that we'd have two nurses out of this group because they're so important. And Brockport's a great school. You're gonna dorm?
Yeah, I'm gonna dorm there.
You're not driving back to Victor every day.
No.
No, I think that's a really, now tell me just real quick. I know we're busy, but Peace Corps, that's a huge commitment. When do you want to do that?
Well, in order to be involved in it, you have to have your bachelor's degree and then 3 or 5 years of experience at either like a private office or a hospital, and then you can join.
So one idea right now is for you to go to nursing, to get your nursing degree, work for a small number of years, then go into the Peace Corps and help out the world.
Yep.
Some big goals there, Lily. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Who's left? Maddie? Who else hasn't gone besides Maddie?
I'll try.
Maddie, I already know what you want to do, but I'll be
I
quiet.
don't
Go
know
ahead.
if my Wi-Fi's.
Is it working or not?
Well,
All right.
I'm going to SUNY Potsdam. Can you hear me?
Yeah, SUNY Potsdam, and you were about to say you want to be an art teacher.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, Maddie. Let me
I'm
finish.
going to SUNY Potsdam for our education.
All right, so let me tell you a little story.
Yes,
Maddie.
I'm going for education and miming and art therapy.
All right, so Maddie's Wi-Fi is still struggling, but so Maddie was in the leadership group for Mr. Carey. Anybody else in this class and take Mr. Carey for leadership?
Yes.
So, yes, Ronak, you were sitting right in front of me. Sorry, I would never forget you. I've actually been able to go to that class a couple of times. Shout out to Mr. Carey for the work there. And Maddie was a huge contributor to that. So, her Wi-Fi notwithstanding, she is definitely going to Potsdam. She's already doing internships in art classes. And at this point in her life, she wants to be a teacher in art and maybe other areas, but she's an incredible young lady. And you should hear her thoughts in the leadership class. And she actually volunteered with Ronak to come on today. So despite, don't worry about the Wi-Fi, Maddie. You got great stuff ahead of you. And you're going to do fantastic. And maybe we can get you back here at Victor Central School teaching in a few short years. So, and Potsdam is incredible in terms of not just the college atmosphere, but the courses you'll be able to take and the view up there. It's beautiful. So congratulations, Maddie. Great job. Anybody else go that or didn't go that I missed? It's the last thing I want to do is get you to not be able to share out. Okay, so you are really the first senior class in 3 years that have pretty much, and I know it hasn't been completely normal, you've weathered a lot of storms this year, but you pretty much are able to do the great stuff that Victor has had seniors being able to participate in for many years. So like, let's just reminder, you got when's the ball? The ball's coming up June 3rd. Senior ball, June 3rd. Senior breakfast at Woodcliff, June 3rd for the first time in a few years. Hopefully you're going to participate in that. We've got the legendary, you get the Victor Senior High Awards on June 7th for people earning any of the awards. Many of you, or some of you, participated in the Dollars for Scholars, which was incredible. And then we've got the legendary Senior Bash, June 16th. And I don't believe you know where you're going yet, correct? It's a surprise. So I'm not telling you, but that's something you want to participate in. And then for the second year in a row, we are going to have an amazing graduation at Frontier Field at 7 p.m. on Friday, June 17th. Your parents are going to be able to grab a hot dog and watch you graduate outside. And then at the end of the ceremony will be fireworks, which is amazing. You can hang out with your family. So it's going to be one of the best nights of your life. And in the worst case scenario, we get a major rainstorm or thunderstorm, we're just going to move it to the next day. Mr. Siesto's got 2 different dates planned in case there's rain. So it's not going to ruin it. So it was an incredible experience last year, and Frontier Field is something that I think you're going to love. So you got lots to look forward to. I know you got a few exams coming up, but all of you have really explained yourselves incredibly well. You got a great future ahead of you. I will say this, 2 things real quick, unsolicited advice. Number 1, don't put too much pressure on yourselves moving forward. You're all great people. You're going to do great in life. So just things are going to happen that you're not going to expect, but you're going to be fine. Just keep getting up. And don't put too much pressure on yourself. And some of you are going to end up in different careers than you just said you were going into. That is perfectly okay. Even if you change your mind 2, 3, 4, 5 times, just do the best you can. Many of you will end up in those careers. You put a lot of thought to it, but it's okay if you change your mind partway through. And whether our seniors are going to college or whether they're going into the military or whether they're going into the job force right away, you're going to have great choices ahead of you. So thank you so much for coming on tonight. Big appreciation for all of you. Looking forward to seeing you over the next few weeks before you graduate. So thanks, everybody. I'm going to stay on for about a minute or 2 after this if people want to stay on, but Mr. Isaacs will take care of it. You can either dismiss yourself or he'll dismiss you, but thanks a lot, everybody. Appreciate you coming on with me.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
That was fun. Thanks a lot. See you later.
So as our incredible seniors leave us, there goes Emma. I want to just give you a few announcements. I know some of you obviously are watching this live and some are watching it via tape at later tonight or during the next week. Just a few points of information I want to get to. First of all, thank you to the community for passing our school budget. I know I've said that multiple times. It was a very interesting vote, over 4,600 voters, which is a significantly greater amount than typical. And just appreciate all of that support for the school budget. It really comes down to your kids, just like the ones we just saw, and the appreciation and work that our staff does every day to make this district great. We certainly have areas we can continue to focus on. We're about continuous improvement, but ultimately that show of support was appreciated by all of us. And I know it really comes down to what your kids have been able to participate in and have, especially those adult relationships in Victor Central School. So thank you to the public for passing our budget. This coming weekend is a long weekend. Monday is Memorial Day. So I know people are looking forward to that. And as I said in my community message for this morning, it's not just a long weekend, it's an incredibly important holiday where we celebrate those individuals who made the ultimate sacrifice for their country. And so I know we're all thinking of that this Memorial Day weekend. Shout out to our PTSA who raised approximately $5,000 from the Washington Wizards basketball game that occurred a couple of weeks ago. It was packed with a large number of elementary students, a very loud but boisterous, positive group. And just a big thank you to the PTSA for everything they do for our community and for our school community especially. But it was a great time for everybody, and it helped raise a significant amount of money that our PTSA is going to be able to use to give back to our school community. So thank you to the PTSA and the Washington Wizards. Shout out to all the Victor Central School District artists. You heard some of our seniors talk about a couple of our art teachers. Not only do they build connections to kids, but they do amazing things for our kids as they move through our art program. Last Tuesday during the budget vote, we showcased that artwork as part of the random acts of art throughout the high school. If you get a chance and you happen to be in our high school or any of our schools, just check out the artistic work of our students. It's a big part of what makes Victor great. Another shout out to the Victor Senior High Student Leadership and the CARES Club. That group ran an amazing CARES Carnival on Tuesday afternoon during the vote. Hundreds of children and families participated at the north fields of the high school, and they raised significant amount of money for families in need in the Victor Central School District area. CARES Club is exactly what it says, that cares about others, selfless acts of kindness. A great group of student leaders under some great adult leadership as well. And a big thank you to the CARES Club for running the CARES Carnival, and the kids who sat in the dunk tank and took pies in the face, all to raise money for a great cause to help our families around us. So thank you to that group. And then last but not least, a big recognition for the Victor Junior High and senior high schools that learn that their STEM program, which is science, technology, engineering, and math, received national recognition from the Project Lead the Way organization. This is the second year in a row that the junior high was recognized as a PLTW for Project Lead the Way Distinguished Gateway School. And the fourth year in a row that the senior high school was recognized as a PLTW Distinguished High School. And I want to make sure people understand that. I think out of the entire country, 600 individual schools are named either one of these particular designations. And, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of schools across the country. And Victor had 2 out of the 600 that were named. So that's an amazing accomplishment and speaks to the work that we're doing, our staff is doing with your kids around science, engineering, technology, and mathematics. It's a huge area of growth in our region as well as in the country. And we want to continue to offer those types of opportunities. 2 other quick notes. We have 8 major music concerts still to occur. We've already had a few occur the last couple of weeks, incredible concerts, but we have 8 more going to happen between tomorrow, May 24th, and June 15th. I encourage you to go to the concerts if you can, even if your child isn't participating. It's an amazing musical experience and speaks to the Victor Central School District being one of the top 100 music schools in the country as well. Significant athletic contests right now. We're in sectional time, which means the amazing athletes across the spring sports are participating in sectionals at the varsity level. Many of our teams are contending for sectional titles, and regardless of whether we win the title or not, we are student athletes that give everything they have to their sport. They're ex-scholar athletes, putting academics first. And I know that thanks to the leadership of our coaches, regardless of the results, we're going to act with positive sportsmanship, either way, win or lose. But with some amazing athletes, athletic competition going on the next 2 weeks. If you can get to a game, please do so. And a big thank you and shout out. Congratulations to all of our athletes. So again, this is our last town hall for this school year. We'll continue them. We'll probably have one, maybe two during the summer as we move through to the start of the 22-23 school year, and certainly bring them up again next year. But it's been my pleasure. The best thing we can do is bring kids on to share their experiences. They're what it's all about. So another big thank you to our seniors for coming on with me tonight. Have a great evening and take care.